Hey Spuddies, Potato Whiskey here, and welcome to Age of Wonders 4, the most prolific addiction I have ever had. Today's video is sponsored by Paradox Interactive, who I had to bully into giving me this sponsorship, threatening them with amazing, well-performing videos, because Age of Wonders 4 is the best goddamn Fantasy 4X game that has ever been made, and if you don't agree with me on that, you'll at least give me in the last 5 years. Today we are covering the new DLC expansion, Ways of War, where we get to play with shadowy monks and disciplined assassins. Well, I think you're actually supposed to flip those adjectives around. Doesn't matter. What does matter is the game is free to play on November 7th to 11th. So if you have not tried this game out, what the hell are you doing? Go play it for free, bro. And also, why haven't you already bought it? Click the link in the description, go buy the game. They deserve it. It's like easily the best Fantasy 4X game probably ever made. Now, we're going to go ahead and start off, and we're going to play with the new Sun Diani Riverbed, which is a new premium challenge realm built for Ways of War. What's cool about this one is we have Divide, which is basically like a continents map for people who play things like Civilization. There'll be two big land masses that are split in the middle by a kind of rivery ocean. That it's going to be a tropical realm, so we'll have lots of tropical swamp and forest stuff, less Arctic, desert, and desolate. We'll also have the Blossom Orchard, resource node, and prestigious statue pickups. This will be a land of conflict, so there'll be a lot of accursed fiend, prosperity units. We're also going to be dealing with the sworn rivalry with the Oathsworn god here, as well as some unfolding mysteries. I'm going to go ahead and set the difficulty to hard because in my opinion brutal is less fun than hard and hard is more fun than normal, and I'm going to set the maximum players because that is a lot more fun. This is actually 7 players because 3 of them are locked up in this ability here. Now let's go to our advanced settings. We could add more things to this, but I kind of wanted to try out this world as it is. I think the biggest criticism that you could probably levy against Age of Wonders 4 is that it is so broad and so incredible that it has almost become generic in the way that it is played, but that is the most reasonable criticism I could give the game. And my opinion is, yeah, fair. The game is still so good that I don't care. So we're going to be playing with the new form, Simian. We have Ogrekin and Simian. They have built-in traits, but you can always customize it. And this is kind of where I would say oh, this is where you could criticize the game, right? Because you can't give Ogrekin super special powerful abilities for just them, because you have to be able to customize all your factions. And that's what I mean when I'm saying if the biggest criticism of the game is that you have too much freedom, I don't know what to tell you, brother. But today we're going to be playing with the Blessed Dragon mounts, because I have discovered that flying units are overpowered to an insane degree. So we're taking those Blessed Dragons, and then on top of that, there is an incredible ability up here. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I think it's called Bulwark or something. Yeah, defense mode grants you +2 defense and +2 resistance. A lot of our units can trigger defense mode at the end of their turn. The combination of flying mount and super powerful defense modes with the faction that I'm going to build is chef's kiss, completely broken. So we're going to play Oathsworn, which is the newest culture that has been inserted into the game. And we're going to be playing as Strife. And the reason that I like to play sort of more chaotic builds, even though I'm very much so the kind of person that likes to play order builds, it's because I find vassals in this game to be way more annoying than just blowing up the world. That's my whole, I just don't want to deal with vassals. I don't want to have to be oh yeah, here's your whispering stone. My stone whispers to you. I'm yes. No, I want to blow stuff up. And these guys, they blow stuff up real good, okay? Not only do they blow stuff up faster, they get bonuses for blowing stuff up. We get Warrior Soul, so much fire damage. We get Devotion from blowing stuff. It's these Oathsworn of Strife was made for me. Now, that's actually not entirely true. I would be much more of an Oathsworn Harmony kind of guy. However, nobody wants to see a guy playing a 4X game and not go blow up the world. Let's be real here. Come on, I know why you guys are here. I will say 2 things about decisions that the developers made. A, I would so love to be able to be Scions of Evil as the Oathsworn culture, but you're not allowed. There was the first thing that came to my mind, but you're just not allowed to do this. And then the second one was I wanted to be Fable Hunters. Both of these are my 2 favorite combos, or would have been for Oathsworn. The developer's nah, this is too good. And I'm fair, but also I want it. I really want it. So instead, we're going to go with a Dragon Ruler. And if you take a dragon ruler, you pretty much got to take artifact hoarders. That's going to allow us to gain extra mana with hero items from our artifact hoard. Basically, the higher tier the hero item, the more mana we will get. And since we have a dragon, we'll also get gold for that too. Now, in my opinion, I would love to take Chosen Destroyers because this just fits so perfectly with everything else that I have done. But the problem is, I don't like only having one city. This is the thing I don't like about Chosen Destroyers, is I wish I could have more than one city. I wish there was a version of this that was all about raising cities, but still, like, let me have my own, you know? And I guess a Merciless Slavers is kind of this. You capture units if they rout, and you start with War Slaves, which means you get population to your cities for every 3 population in the city that was raised. Like, Merciless Slavers is kind of like Chosen Destroyers light, I guess, right? I still don't, I mean, I don't hate it, but I also don't love it. Now, the tome that we're going to be taking today, oh, baby, I got a new tome to show you. Let me tell you about the Tome of Discipline, Chef's Kiss. The most important part of this is this right here, the Empowered Strikes. Your melee units, if they attack something 3 times, have a 60% chance of inflicting stunned. This is bonkers, and I love it. The Tome of Discipline, it's incredible. You get to live your wuxia fantasy. We're going to be a wuxia dragon, okay? That's what we're going to be, a wuxia dragon with empowered strikes. I will be a wuxia chaos dragon, thank you very much. And the reason I want to be a chaos dragon is because heroes now have special classes, and the chaos dragon gets the warrior class. Oh, wait until you see my flaming lizard with wings will be stomping around the map, one-shotting things. It's going to be insane. I cannot wait to show you it. It is ridiculous. All right, let's make him red. Oh, that's a little too red. We'll make it work though. Yeah. Now we're talking. Okay, we got to play around with his physique though. Like, we can get like a big old fat dragon. I always like to just be a huge dragon. I'm just like, yeah, give me all, max everything. And we just be a big old dragon. We can have him sitting down. I'm always a big fan of going for gold for armor. I just love gold armor. It's so cool. But yeah, we're ready. We are ready to go scorch the universe. So we are Ashbreaker Fireborn of the Dragon Riding Apes, and our home is called Dragon Roost. There's some really cool stuff here too, like we can give our hero a class, like an ambition class. In my opinion, Raider works the best with the Oathborn Strife, because basically your hero will get special ambition bonuses for blowing stuff up, which is kick-ass. All right, let's go, let's jump into the game. I can't wait to show you. From turn 1, I'm gonna be able to show you how insanely broken having everything in your army be flying is. Like, it's, I'm gonna blow your goddamn mind. So we are Ashbreaker Fireborn. Let's jump into things. We got the Mancha Purification, we got Counter Stance. By the way, Counter Stance, when you cast it, makes all of your units, not only do they get first strike, so they hit before enemies hit them, and they get an extra retaliation attack, they also go into defensive mode no matter what they did that turn. It is crazy good, especially since we have Bulwark, right, which gives all my units +2 armor, +2 resistance. That's like an extra 20% health. It's a little bit better than that. It's like 22%. It's like 11% per thing. You see this unit right here? See this guy? The Sworn Guard? What a really cool unit. Now the problem is this guy's not on a dragon, so we're just going to go ahead and delete him because we only care about units on dragons. And that means we're going to recruit this Honor Blade here because he's on a dragon. God, that dragon looks really ugly. I'm going to be real with you. Just not because the model looks ugly, it's just like, just this particular guy, like, he hit every branch of the ugly tree when he fell out of his mother's roost, is all I'm saying. All right, so we got an Honor Blade in production, and we want to go for that workshop. Now, we do have a unique training hall, but we want to get the workshop because we like production and draft, which will allow us to recruit units early. Production builds buildings, draft builds units. All right, so there's Dragon Roost. We want to use our scout here. Do a little scooting. Oh, I got an Inferno puppy. You know what's really cool about this unit is it costs mana and it can't fly, so that's going to be a delete from me, dog. We found an underground passage over here. That's wunderbar. Beautiful. I think I can beat these guys. It's a lot. I think I would need another one of these Honor Blades, but I don't have the money to recruit them. All right, let's do a little arcane research. Oh, we want this Empowered Strikes instantly. Now, we could get the Monk, and the Monk is really cool. He can jump around and meditate and do all sorts of cool stuff. We want these Empowered Strikes, though. The fact that my units will do +1 damage and they have a chance to inflict stunned is crazy powerful. You get that 3, the open palm strike, pow, pow, pow. I reckon we could take these guys. Now, if I auto combat, I'm likely to lose a unit. Oh man, never mind. The auto combat, easy clap. Let me just go ahead and take that. Also, my dragon just leveled up, and welcome to the new hero skill tree. So you have a unit type over here. This is a Dragon Lord. You can get Wizard King and Mortals and all sorts of stuff. Then you have their class here, and then you have their signature skills. Now, my guy's a warrior, and he's a Chaos Dragon with Charge Strike, which means I want to focus on the Knight side of the tree here. If I take Knight, he'll get +1 defense and +10 maximum hit points, but he'll also get a lot of really cool abilities that will boost his ability to charge. So we're going to make this guy an absolute charging monster. I'm going to use my gold to finish this Honor Blade faster, and I'll scuttle back inside my land to heal up. We regenerate faster inside your own territory, and then we'll be able to scuttle down and maybe grab another kill. Like, look how fast my scouts are. Dude, mobility is actually completely broken in this game. I don't even know like how to explain it to you other than like being able to zip around the map like crazy is so good. I could go fight these guys. These guys are really good against ranged units. Not so good against anything else. This is a large creature cage, so I would end up just deleting it because I don't want creature cages right now. Another Honor Blade, and I want to annex a farm, because if I annex a farm, I will get a 30% boost to my workshop, both in terms of getting some of the gold refunded, but also making it cheaper to produce. So I want to build a farm, and ideally I want to build a farm where I have an iron deposit for the productivity. That way I will get extra production. So I'm going to build a farm right there, boom. That'll get me +5 food, plus an extra 10 production, which means now I'm up to 30 production, so I'll finish the workshop faster, which will get me even more production. We're on our way. Ew, a small creature cage. Gross. I don't know why I hate small creature cages. I don't want them. It's like you know what would be cool? The creatures you get from the small creature cage should be free upkeep. That's my hot take. Should be like, thankful. Thank you for liberating me from this cage. And they should be like, chill. Oh man, auto-resolving is a strong auto-resolve army when you got flight. Ooh. Okay, so we've got here a banner. Banners are powerful because it levels up everything in your army when you step on it. I don't know what to say about that except it's really, really good. We have finished the first building. So I'm going to build the training hall now next. That'll give us +8 gold and +5 draft. So we'll have more gold to play around with to turn into units and buildings, and we'll recruit units faster, which is fantastic. Ew, a Gortusk piglet. Gross. It doesn't fly. Delete. Now, if it was like a raven or something, I might keep it. I like flying units. This is the flying unit game. All right, let's clear this out. Now, if I auto-combat this, I expect to lose a unit, but I think I can win this if I fight it myself. And there's a knack to these battles. The first part of the knack is that you don't want to be inside your enemy's melee range. So I want to stand like right here and right here, put all these dudes in defense mode. So my enemy can't come melee me, right? They can do a little bit of range damage. That's fine. We grant them that. Oh, he taunted me. Now that's an impressive move because my guy's going to come forward and waste his attack. Okay, that is a rare outcome. We want to take out this Arbalester. He'll do a lot of damage, cancel retaliations, all that stuff. My dragon can tank for me. And here's what I'll do. Is I'll put one of my Cloud Dragons over here, one of my Cloud Dragons over here, and then I'm going to cast Counter Stance so that all of my units enter in defense mode after they attack. Oh, wait, no, I didn't need to do that because I have Defensive Strike. That's silly of me. Well, at least they get an extra thingy, but we should be able to two-shot this archer with our Defensive Strike because remember, these units are crazy strong. Boom, dead, annihilated. Kill a unit on the first turn of battle. Oh no, we're taking damage. Boo. We have first strike, all around defense. So if they attack us, we just get to do damage. Oh, here's our unit. Boom. And he has more than one retaliation attack. It's so good. It's so good. It's so powerful. Look at that. Boom. Dead. It is insane. Counter stance is insanely powerful. Let's get on either side of this ritualist unit so that we can flank them. They won't be able to escape. The only thing they'll be able to do is like, I don't know, run away or chill. Oh, the counterattacks. Oh, here comes the big charge. Look at that. 38 damage from a charging Chaos Dragon. Boosh. Get hand swept. Swept aside like the rubbish that you are. And then we clear this. Oh, the Wand of Domination. We can dominate an enemy. Mana and production. Oh, the Book of Siegecraft. This is one of the best items in the entire game. I cannot believe we found this. I swear to God, this is the like, I didn't re-roll. I didn't do anything. This is just pure luck. We're going to give him the Book of Siegecraft because it's OP. We'll give him the Wand of Domination. We will confirm these. Yes, we don't get them in our thingy, our horde. That doesn't matter. I'm going to take Prepared Charge. So when my dragon is not in melee, when their turn starts, they'll do an extra 20% damage. Perfect. We'll pick up this little gold stash right here. That's beautiful. And do I want to put a city right here? Not really. I think I'll go a little bit more sparingly with my city placement this game. I tend to just like yeet them down when I'm playing. We met the Deluded Abbey Vale. So this will be the first guy that I actually go to combat with, I think. Now, we want to place a second farm, and we would like to get it on either a pasture or a gold mine. And I think this pasture right over here, if we place a farm, that's an extra 15 food. We grow super fast. And we can build, not only can we build a stonemason for an extra 15 production, so we build buildings faster, we can build a Hall of Devotion, which allows us to get extra gold and recruit units faster. Bish, bash, bosh. And our devotion has changed from neutral to adherent. Our cities gain plus 10 stability. Also, since we never need vassals, we can actually just give our cities Whispering Stones. And I believe after 20 turns, what is it again? Yeah, after 10 turns, you'll have plus 20 stability. And higher stability gets you more yields from the city. It's like plus 5%, plus 10%, plus 15%. So that's just all chef's kiss. That's just icing on top. God, these are some of the best first few turns you'll get in this game. We could go take on this little sheep farm. Now, this is a risky battle, so I expect if I auto-resolve, I would lose something. I lost nothing. I can get a Dawn Defender. I'm going to go ahead and dismiss that. We just used the domination wand to make it easier to kill stuff. Oh, Deliverends. They got like a demonic circle-y type thing in the center of their city. That's kind of cool, actually. Oh, we finished Empowered Strikes. Oh, yes. Let's go. I'm going to take Devout Radiance, which will do 10 spirit damage based on my devotion level. The more I kill, you can see here, in our devotion, the more we win battles, the more we raise cities, the more we enter wars, the more devotion we will gain. The more devotion we gain, the more fire damage we do. You can see here, we are currently an adherent, so we do plus 3. If we become a paragon, we'll do plus 5 fire damage. It's really, really cool. We are bound to our oaths. And I don't mean oats, like oatmeal. There's a blossom orchard over here. That's really, really darn good. I think I could put a lumber mill here, as the lumber mill would allow me to build a storehouse. And that plus 10 food would allow me to grow this city even faster. So I think I'm going to grab that lumber mill. Lumber mills provide a juicy 2 food, 3 production. And then the blossom orchard, which we can clear next turn, will be another 5/5 on that front. And then we can also get a storehouse for 10 food and a library for 10 knowledge. Let's go ahead and get started casting Empowered Strikes. That's going to make our units stronger. Oh, it's all coming together. We could get Call of Chaos to give us a free unit when we defeat infestations. I don't necessarily care about this ability, so I'm going to go ahead and skip it this time. We'll go ahead and end the turn and see where we stand. Orders required. My little scout, let's go ahead and send him down in the underground passage. Oh, this could be a place for a city. We could have like a little underground city down here. That's kind of neat. All right, let's take these guys on. I suspect an auto combat will do this. Yeah. Ooh, we could get a monk. I don't believe monks fly, so I'm going to go ahead and dismiss him. We got 69 food plus a Ring of the Vicious Killer. Ah, yes. That's going to sit in our artifact hoard, generating us resources slowly. Now, I'll pop back here and I'll chill inside my territory to get a heal. We have another Honor Blade lining up. Oh, Empowered Strikes is ready. We cast this. All of my units will now do plus 1 damage. And when they attack 3 times, they will have a 60% chance to stun an enemy. Do you know how crazy it is to get stunned? Like, you lose your whole next turn. That's devastating. I would like to build a storehouse. And I would like to build the granary boosted, so I'm thinking I'll get a second forester. The question is where? I think you could only put a forester here, so I'll put a forester right there. We met the vicious Deliverends somehow. So be it. Oh, there was Abbey Vale down here. Sorry, Deliverends is over here. And we want to take these guys out. We want to pop, pop, pop. It's going to be one of our first goals. So these are actually going to be the first guys that we go to war with, because we can conquer this pretty easily. We might just raise it. We'll see. Although I think, do they follow? Yeah, these are dragon riding apes. So these are like my du jour people. We're gonna take them out and integrate them into the empire. My ruler has leveled up again. This is a locked choice, meaning you can pick one or the other. Hero can enter into a defense mode after a charge attack. Now remember, my hero does get bulwark, or the hero can displace the movement he hits and inflict sunder defense. I personally like the idea of always entering into defense mode after a charge. It's really quite powerful, especially because we have bulwark. And sort of my whole build when it comes to combat is built around the idea of defense moding after every action that we can do. Ooh, I can get evil alignment. Ooh, I can get a bunch of money. I will always take money. I love money. Why would anyone not take the money option? Who cares about morality, dude? You just give me money. Also, make sure you vote for me when I'm running for office. All right, sweet. Vampire Spider Mount. Beautiful. That's going to sit in our hoard, generate us resources. We got some food and some mana. Oh, more delicious things to sit in our hoard. Yes, look at that hoard. It's so full. I reckon we could clear this. My unit fled. We got Pistols of Cleaving. Awesome. We already have a magical material over here. Astral Dew. Oh, baby. A signature skill is available. My dragon is ready to level up. Now, this whole new aspect system is awesome. Like the astral aspect makes your breath attacks deal more damage and sunder their resistance. The chaos aspect gives you a 20% chance to crit. Materium aspect gives you retaliation and opportunity attack bonuses. But then you also get upgrades down here, like Searing Strikes. You just do more damage to people that are on fire. Still as Stone. If your hero doesn't move, you get +2 defense and +2 resistance. Now I do love the order aspect because adjacent units gain resistance, but I'm going to go ahead and take the chaos aspect. I want my dragon to be a killer, and that means I need that critical hit chance. I just need my dragon to do as much damage as humanly possible. Let us bring our delicious dragon stack over here to clear these. Now, normally, it's okay to let people leave, but I refuse, okay? I am the Oath of Strife. You don't get to just leave. God damn it, why would you get yourself killed? Like, it's so unnecessary. Now I have to fight the battle manually. I gotta do everything. Reminds me of playing Ara. We're gonna hand out the shovels manually to farms. All right, let's go stand at those lucky sunflowers because I believe those lucky sunflowers give us a stack of luck. Now, they should not be able to reach me this turn, but oh, they reached him. That's fine. Our insane ability. Ooh, actually, these guys are in a position to where we could do a pretty fat Devout Radiance. I do prefer Counterstance. Counterstance is just, it's that good. 36 damage on this guy. Give me the crit. Oh, no crit, that's okay. We'll do a defensive strike, blop. And then we'll do a defensive strike, blop. We'll do a little defensive strike, blop. And we'll see what the enemies do. The end of the turn. I expect to take some damage, but also we might be able to counterattack. We're in defensive modes, so unless they cancel my defense modes, not much is going to happen. All right, kill this guy. 1, 2, 3, perfect. And then we will charge strike you. Boom, you're dead. Then you will 1. He counterattacks, but who cares? You do so much damage. It doesn't even matter. Flank that guy. Excellent. This is what I'm talking about. Like the AI just isn't as good as a player sometimes. 1, 2, boom. Knocked out, destroyed. The flanking attacks are busted. A hunter spider, that's not a flying unit. I'm sorry, little hunter spider. I'm sure you're really cute and you worked really hard to be a spider. So I need just one more honor blade and then we're off to the races. In order to build a mint, we're going to need 3 farms and a mine to build it efficiently. So I'm going to put down 1 mine for now right now. That's 15 gold per turn. That'll help fuel the development of my city and the expansion of my army, which are 2 things that are kind of near and dear to my heart right now. Military engineering is a fantastic pickup. It makes outposts cheaper and easier to found. We finished researching Devout Radiance because of course we did. Let's select a new spell. I do think Inner Mastery is a fantastic ability. It's a minor racial transformation, which will give us a 20% healing buff, which is quite powerful when you consider that we already have really high defenses, and healing combined with high defenses means, you know, well, the simple way to say it is, if I take half damage, every heal I get is twice as effective. So that's why high defenses and healing are super effective together. So I can either take Distracting Charge, Weakening Charge, or Immobilizing Charge. I like the idea of entering into a defense mode, weakening my enemy, and then forcing them to attack me, whereupon I will retaliate. I'm going to take Weakened. 20% less damage for an enemy. It counters Strengthened. It's very useful to weaken your enemies. It's quite a powerful ability, and you should always be looking for as many ways to debuff your enemies as possible. I'm going to spend a small amount of gold, 88 gold, to finish this unit so that I can position my army on the edge of my borders in preparation for an attack on Deliverends next turn. We finished building the Hall of Devotion. I'm going to go ahead and grab myself the Granary. That's another 20 food per turn, which will allow us to continue to develop the city incredibly quickly. Our capital is already developing so fast. It's like turn what? Turn 10, we've got a 6-pop capital that occupies a huge amount of land. It's making crazy good gold, crazy good production. And we're already thinking about conquering / raising our first city. I don't know, guys. I think this build is kind of strong. We're in their territory. We are at war with them. They have seal bearers. Oh, honey. Those units won't stop me. I am going to unlock excavation so that my little scout down here can excavate me a little bit of knowledge. We can get a new hero. So we can get a dragon riding ape ritualist. He's a fortifying governor. Makes your cities more defensive. He's also an imperialist. He loves fighting free cities. Well, you'll fit right in, Guhan the Selfless. Or would I rather get Guku the Defender? He's an agricultural governor, so farms are better. They give stability. Population just gives extra stuff, and acquiring new population is faster. He's a duelist, so he likes to fight heroes. You know what, Guku the Defender? Welcome aboard. Got a quest to build 3 quarries. Seems like a reasonable request. Now, I could immediately attack Deliverends, or I could farm the army stacks they have outside the city for a little bit of experience and money and honor. I think I want that. I think I want all of those things. The beautiful Dragon Roost can annex another province. I do believe it is time that we started getting our quarries, so we shall produce them. Of course, we also have a quest for it, so that's quite nice as well. Alrighty, let's go ahead and fight a little battle here. Oh, honestly, this is a beautiful map, and I believe it is a new map, but it's absolutely gorgeous. Or at the very least, it's a reskinning of a map, and my goodness, is it beautiful. Okay, we don't want these guys to get charge attacks off, so we want to be just out of reach for them. Now, I think this is just out of reach, so we want to be along this line. All right, here they come. They should get a little closer. Now, if I put my dragon right here, and I breathe fire like that, we can hit all of them. If I send 2 of my guys forward and then have my defender stand behind them, if I put him into defense mode, he will make both of them better defended. I'm going to drop a Devout Radiance on these enemies to soften them up. I will get my unit, and I think we want to focus fire here. So I'm going to hit this guy with a defensive strike, which will trigger his retaliation, which is fine. And then I can hit him again with a defensive strike, triggering his retaliation again, putting my guy into defensive strike. And then I can breathe fire. And because I'm breathing fire on my own unit, who's in a defensive mode, he won't actually take that much damage. He might get burnt a little, but that's fine. Yeah, now these units are in bad shape. We can swivel our way on over to this guy, get him surrounded, and pop him with little defensive strikes. Yeah, we're gonna take a significant amount of damage over here, but that's fine. This should be easy kills for us. Boom. And we're totally flanking this guy, so not only will he get stunned, he will get murked in terms of damage, and then we can finish him off. Boom. Dunzo. Dunzo Lorenzo. Now, let's drop the counter stance on these bad boys. Get a huge set of flanking attacks on these ogrekin. Boom, boom. My dragon will be able to get the charge kill, and I'll probably one-shot that zealot with a domination wand. You know what? Didn't even need to. Let's just get the kill. Boosh. Done. Easily clapped. I'm going to take all of the healthy units to put Deliverends under siege. It'll be a 2-turn siege. And I'm going to add some siege projects here. Harassing the defenders is a good one. Otherwise, we don't really need anything because it's so early into the game that the city should be relatively easy to siege. Ooh, little excavation has gone on down here. And we found a new location. Somewhere we can destroy or... Yeah, we don't make friends. I was going to say destroy or make friends, but we just don't make friends. We got 1 more research until we get to pick a new tome. I'm going to go ahead and do a little shuffle here. Oh no, this is all I got available. Well, I guess I'll pick up the monk. The monk is kind of a cool unit, I guess. Let's grab ourselves another quarry for Dragon Roost. Quarries will allow us to build buildings faster, and also they do provide the boost for the blacksmith and stuff like that. I'll build the town hall upgrade. That'll allow us to annex provinces further away from the city and give us a little bit of a gold income boost. We'll also be able to make special province improvements like the monastery and the School of Mastery, both of which will help us out quite a bit. Speaking of mastery, I'm going to cast Inner Mastery. This will give all of my units +1 status resistance, so they're less likely to be debuffed in combat. That includes stuff like burning and poison, all that stuff. And not only that, but heals will be more effective. The city has been broken. We met Anura the Cold-Blooded. This is an evil person. They kind of like us. And by that I mean they only hate us by -100. Let's get into Deliverends and give them what for. Now I think they only have a palisade in here, so they should have pretty weak walls that we can break our way through fairly easily. But we did get a harass the defenders off, making them quite a bit more vulnerable. Bring my dragon forward, and I'll breathe fire here in the hopes that we could destroy the walls. It didn't work. Let's see how this unfolds. I'm okay with losing a unit or 2 here, considering I'm taking out a city. What I would not be happy with is losing my my dragon. This guy has a seal of fire attached to him. Now the seal of fire deals damage. I'll do a mantra of purification to get him back up. 90% chance we dominate this guy, so let's see. Perfect. And then we can shoot our seal bolts at the ritualist behind us. Probably won't do it a huge amount of damage, but it will help. We'll storm forward with Guku. Now I do want to get the kill on this Chiron Scale Piercer with Guku because his ambition is to kill heroes. So ideally I would get the kill with him. The most important thing is to make sure that this, or rather these, battle mages are either dead or pinned by our melee units so they can't just run around doing whatever they want. Also protect the back of my dragon with a unit in defense mode, making it just slightly harder to get around and attack my unit at disadvantage. All right, if you get this charge off, that's a one hit kill. Boom, perfect. Now you definitely want to get this kill, but I don't know if we can pull that off. So we'll see what we can do. So here's 2 attacks from the back. Here's 2 attacks from the back. Here's an attack from the front. 1, 2, 3, and he's stunned. Can we get the kill? Come on! Yeah, we got the kill with Goku. He fulfilled his ambition. He's a hero killer. That's huge. I could take the Seal Bearer. He's not on a mount. I only mess with units that are on mounts. So my leader was a raider, and he managed to fulfill his major ambition. His major ambition was to win a combat in enemy territory. That's going to give him the resourceful ability. All of his army is going to gain plus 10 hit points regeneration on the world map, which means we're going to be doing really well deep inside enemy territory. Also, it means that he hit Renown level 2. Renown level 1 gives us plus 20 food to the city because this is a gaudier leader, and plus 5 unit morale. Level 2 Renown gives us another plus 5 unit morale, and it makes our city grow faster, or rather require less food. So that is very, very exciting. Also, level 3 will allow us to get more Imperium, which is really exciting when we have Wizard Tower city structures. It'll also give us an extra unit morale. Our units are less likely to die while retreating. And finally, our units will never die when retreating, and all of our units will be recruited at rank +1. Safe to say that leveling up your ambition is always worth doing. Now, we could absorb this city, but that's not who we are. If we absorb this city, if we vassalize it, we're an Oathbreaker. If we raise it, we are fulfilling our oath, we gain money, and we gain Imperium. So we're going to raise this baby. Boom. Scorch it down. Burn it down. Get me the money. Also, let's see if we can kill these Inferno doggies without taking any losses. Perfect. This guy has, in fact, leveled up. Now, he's a mortal champion, but he's also a defender. And down here is Defense Master, which means you always end your turn in defense mode. That is extremely powerful with the Bulwark promotion, so we definitely want to focus on the right side of this tree, although we can reach this by going Taunt, Health, Defense, Adaptive Armor, Pure Defense, Weakening Strikes, and Defensive Master. However, I think I would rather take Shield Bearer, because when this unit enters into a defense mode, this unit and all adjacent allies will receive +2 defense until the start of the next turn. That's incredibly powerful when you consider that defense mode Shield Wall already gives +2 defense and resistance, and we get another +2 from Bulwark. Like, it's crazy how hard we are to kill. And if you're really hard to kill, it means you can counter attack really easily. The other thing that's really awesome is because we killed a hero in our crypt, if we sell off this corpse, we could resurrect this person, or we could sell off this corpse, get all of their items, and get a bigger horde, a nice big dragon horde. Right now, you know, like, look at this mana income. I sell this, boom, and now we've got all these extra items in here. So our economy grows just from killing stuff. And that's what this is the way I love to play the game. It's so cool that, like, this is just an incredibly unique gameplay style. And this is just like this is just a Civ I designed in 5 minutes. It took me, you know, it's so, I can't express to you just how cool this game's mechanics are. I don't know how to properly encapsulate it. I'm going to get committed charge. I like the idea of getting an extra retaliation attack. Retaliation attacks allows this unit to hit back. Hitting back will give effectively more damage, really. I could grab Impressment here. This would allow my tier 1 units to gain experience 50% faster. This is a fantastic ability. Ever since the developer changed the way that experience works, it used to be that tier 1 units would only get 6 health per level. Now they get 10 health per level, which is approximately 60% more health per level. I forget exactly how to do that math. It's like 2/3 more health. Regardless, the important thing is this unit is an elite unit. It started with 70, but it can get up to 120 health. So this allows your tier 1 units to have a lot more staying power. They stay relevant a lot longer, is basically what I'm saying. And it's super good. We have upgraded our capital to a tier 2 town, which will allow us to build the new Vow Keeper unit. This is a support unit. It has Purging Blast that removes enemy positive effects, has the Vow of Purification that removes negative effects on our units. It also has the Vow of Healing, which gives us a big boost to our healing. I always like to have at least one Vow Keeper in my armies, so I will grab some Vow Keepers. I'll grab 2 for now, and then a couple of extra Honor Blades. That's why I was saving up a bit of cash for this event. I also need to get my 3rd quarry because I had a quest for that, and I can gain a little bit of stability for 6 turns. I can also sell off some money. I can gain production. I can gain Imperium. I can gain draft, or I can gain mana. I'm a big fan of Imperium. Imperium's a very difficult to get resource, so I'm going to take the Imperium here. It's rare, it's hard to achieve, and it's incredibly flexible and useful. Dragon Roost is growing incredibly quickly, so we are going to need a tavern to help deal with the city's stability. Right now it's positive 32 stability, which is pretty damn good, but I think the tavern will help keep us really high on that stability. You don't necessarily need to have super high stability, but you really want to avoid negative stability, because high stability is like plus 5%, negative stability is minus 10%, and that becomes quite painful. Let's finish casting Inner Mastery for that beautiful status resistance and the healing in combat. Boom, Inner Mastery, you got those golden hands. I'm going to keep my hero protecting this city as we raise it, but we will send the dragon off to clear out more of these locations, gaining us lovely extra resources. So we can block growth in our capital for a bunch of draft, we can lose stability to get a bunch of food, or we can conscript a warbound, which is a tier 3 shock unit. I'm going to take a boost of food here. Growing a city is always super powerful, in my opinion, and I love growing. I am a grower. I love growing cities. I love tending cities, I love building them up. Let's go step on this watchtower. That'll give us a good lay of the land. Looks like we found Megaira the Scalded. This is another militant warlord who is an oathbound. Very cool, very cool. Ooh, Pilgrim's Passage. Now, we'd love to clear that if we could, although I'd like to have a healer unit in the army. What's down here? Nothing yet. Ah, we have unlocked the monk. Yes, the Wuxia dream unfolds before us like a beautiful origami butterfly. Now, let's go ahead and select a new research. And there's quite a few interesting directions that we could go here. The first one is the Tome of Pyromancy to get Searing Blades, which would allow our units to set enemies on fire. Or at the very least, we would do extra damage to enemies that are on fire. And we would have things like Ignite to set enemies on fire. We would also get the Pyromancer, who is a Cloud Dragon riding ranged unit that we could make use of. And this is one of the reasons I like going for Pyromancy. A, it gives us the Ritual Pyre, which allows us to get an extra boost to our mana and mana income. It also gives you the Pyromancer, which is a flying battle mage that can set enemies on fire, which combines really nicely with Searing Blades. Another option could be Tome of the Horde. The Houndmaster is also a unit that's on a dragon, and it will come with a ton of units. The mob camp is incredibly good because it makes tier 1 units even cheaper. We will gain Spawnkin, which will give us extra damage and evasion. Just quite good if we want to spam tier 1 units, which we don't necessarily want to do. Another really cool option is either the Tome of Faith or the Tome of Zeal. The Tome of Zeal would give us Legion of Zeal, which would allow us to do more spirit damage on our attacks, and a bunch of other really, really cool things. In particular, the Circle of Zealotry would give us extra draft and city stability based on our alignment and number of things. The Tome of Faith would allow our support units to do a lot more healing. I will say the Tome of Faith is kind of better if you're going in a good direction, whereas Tome of Zeal can make do with evil players. But this particular game, I feel like the Tome of Pyromancy fits really well with Strife, you know, burning things down, destroying things, getting a flying battle mage unit that can set things on fire. That's incredible. We want both Searing Blades and Pyromancer. Those are like our two core things. So I'm going to get Pyromancer first because that'll allow me to add an extra ranged unit. I am going to be mostly making use of Honor Blades, but I'll probably have at least one Ritualist and at least one Battle Mage in the army. We have met Starlit Sanctuary, and we also finished completely blowing up this city, getting us a huge boost of resources. And now guess what we're going to do? We're going to found a new city right on this place for 100 Imperium. Boom. And by raising this city, we actually got a population boost in our capital, and we can build ourselves a conduit over the Astral Dew. Now, Astral Dew is a magical material that'll give us plus 15 world map casting points, so we can cast spells on the world map a little bit easier. In addition to that, it'll also act as a magical material over here, which will allow us to build much more interesting items later on in the game. I see some Archon blood over here. I see a Pilgrim's Passage. I would love to set up a city somewhere over here in this kind of deserty area. I'm thinking what I will do is I will set up an outpost right here. I'll clear out this ancient battlefield, hopefully not losing any units, and then I'll clear out this oasis again, hopefully not losing any units. Perfect. And then in an ideal world, we'll get this Archon blood to add it to the magical materials. Think of magical materials as kind of like your super strategics. This gives plus 20 mana as well as combat casting, so we can cast more spells in battle. So we'll have a trio of cities, one here, and one here. That's kind of what I'm thinking of. We have a sort of trio of cities going across the continent, providing us with a baseline economy. I'll send this brand new Ritualist to go join my dragon army. We got a tavern in Dragon Roost, and we can expand the city once again. I would like to build a Masonic Hall because that'll be another plus 20 production income. However, I do need another farm in order to do that. So I'm going to plop a farm down right there. And now I can build a Masonic Hall for an extra 20 production per turn, which will allow us to build up the rest of the city's buildings a lot faster. Oh, we have become a devotee. We have gained even more city stability. And being a devotee, I believe we're one level below the maximum, which is Paragon. And once you're a Paragon, you get 40 city stability, which is insane, and all of my units will do +5 fire damage per attack. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, it's so strong, dude. It's so satisfying to create a build. Like, I can't explain to you how much fun this game is. Like, I don't know, I can't like astrally project my fun into your brain. I will take an extra Whispering Stone because I can give that to one of my cities for extra stability. It's a small amount of Imperium for that. I think it's worth it. This outpost, ooh, I probably shouldn't have done that. I can found a city next turn. I'll quickly build the palisade walls just because it'll make the city better defended. And then I need to clear this Pilgrim's Passage and this Archon Blood. I'll do the Pilgrim's Passage first. I can pay a significant amount of gold to avoid being condemned, which will make this battle easier, and it's not that much gold when you consider how much money I have, especially going up against the Shrine of Smiting. A little bit scary. The Shrine of Smiting needs to die, as does the Lightbringer. I think the two most dangerous units in this battle are the Shrine of Smiting and the Lightbringer, and then it's the Exemplar, a flying buffing shield unit. Now, if I auto-combat this, I expect to lose a unit or two, but I would like to see if I could win this battle without losing a single unit. Here's the thing, I might lose more than one unit. All right, let's see what these guys can cook up for me. Okay, they ran forward with this guy, but he's in a very vulnerable position for my dragon to charge him, and we can one-shot him. Let's do it. Before we do that, I'm going to play counter stance so that all of my units enter into defensive stance at the end of their turn. Boom, that's him dead. Now, this guy does 40 damage if you don't have him in a zone of control, so we need to get him into a zone of control. I'm going to send this unit over here to Zoc him. That will force him to use Divine Vengeance. The Chaplain over here could heal and undo a lot of the damage that we do this turn, so I think it's important that we get over on top of the Chaplain and smash him with a defensive strike or two. Perfect. Then we want to zone of control the Zealot, the Flying Zealot, and then we want to zone of control the Ground Zealot. I forget what these are called, like Evangelists? Exemplars, that was it. So we've got all of the enemies under control. This guy literally cannot move or he'll get double retaliation striked and killed. He could do a bless, that's about it. You're zocked by a unit that you have a pretty good odd against fighting, and you're zocked by this unit as well. So using zone of control with flying units is super powerful. Yeah, I understand that you're going to get some damage in there, but that's not important. What is important is that we can get this kill right now. We can get this kill right now. Boom, boom. Oh, the triple strike is so good. Cancel his retaliation, which means you can retreat safely. We can get behind this guy with you, popping him. And then we need you to zone and control this guy as well. And I'll do a Mantra of Purification on my dragon. Boom. He'll do an AoE blind. Literally all that he can do. Can you get this kill? Can you get this kill? 1, 2. He is stunned. And now he's dead. Perfect. Can you get the stun? You got a 20% chance. Boop, boop, boop. The flanking. Boop. Critical hit chance, 26 damage. Bloop. Oh, we even crit him. Not quite enough though. How much health do you have? You have 16 health. If you rush forward and you smash him for 5, how much damage does this do? Oh, it doesn't look like enough. We're just barely able not to kill him. We're like 2 damage off of a kill here. That's unfortunate. I'll give you a little heal so you don't take so much damage. Radiant. Bloopity bloop, and then boop. He's done. He's done. Talk about taking 0 losses. All of our units gain like 7 experience, and these tier 1 units gain 11 because we have the 50% boost. Delicious. And now we got a Wand of Provocation that goes onto our Dragon Horde, earning us extra mana and gold. See here, we can gain draft and lose stability, or gain Imperium. Imperium is the hardest resource in the game to get a hold of, and now that we own Pilgrim's Passage, we'll get 25 mana per turn, 5 Imperium, once we can annex it using this outpost. It is a beautiful thing. My Dragon Ruler has leveled up. I'm going to take Greater Defense. That's going to give him +2 defense and plus 10% evasion. That 10% evasion might not sound like much, but he technically counts as a giant target, which means he's 20% easier to hit anyway. So a 10% evasion boost is actually fairly significant. It takes away a certain amount of accuracy enemies have against him. It increases the chance that they'll graze, increases the chance that they'll miss. It's a significant amount of resistance to ranged attacks as well as physical damage. You love to see it. You love to see Ashbreaker Fireborn just stomping around the map, crushing my enemies. This is one of the things I love about Age of Wonders 4. It's like, it's turn 20, and look how much action has happened in 20 turns. Like, you can't tell me that spamming end turn in Civilization for the first, like, 7 turns as you wait for a scout to finish, that's engaging gameplay, okay? Like, this has been, when you got flying, you're action-packed from minute 1, baby. Let's go ahead and clear out some of these guys. I think auto-combat should be fine. A little bit of production, another item for the Horde. Beautiful. Oh, look at that artifact Horde. It's slowly growing. So much money. So much mana. The Aureate Sanctum. Progenitor Golems. Oh, damn. Crack the vault, the golden sanctum. Now that's an exciting moment. We can get battlefield looting here for 150 Imperium. We'll gain +3 gold per tier of units killed in combat. So if we kill a tier 5 unit, we get 15 gold. That's fantastic. That's going to really help us maintain this really strong forward momentum that we have. And let me tell you, my forward momentum is insane right now. We'll clear out another node, very easy, gaining a little bit of gold from killing stuff now. It's beautiful. I don't know if we're ready to take on a golden node here. I think I would at least want my units to be legends. The good news is these are fighter units, so they get the brawler buff. So they're already, like, this is going to be 130 health units. They got so much defense. They're elite. Like, I'm pretty sure this unit will end up with +3 armor, +2 resistance, plus 20% damage and an extra 60 health. Like, the difference between like a raw recruit and an elite, you know, honor blade fighter is insane. All right, let's go ahead and found a city of the dragon riding apes. Now is the time. We got the Masonic Hall in Dragon Roost. It would be really nice to start increasing our science. So I'm going to grab my library and I'm going to grab my Arcane Institute. That'll give me an extra 25 research per turn, which will be a significant boost at the rate that I research new magical abilities. I can also spend 125 Imperium to gain another Whispering Stone for another 20 stability in my empire, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that. It's really, really quite good to be able to assign Whispering Stones to your cities. Perfect. So this is a Stirring Stone conjunction. So all cities will gain 100% production, and Siegebreaker, ooh, I like this. We've got a little oasis up here. It's filled with very angry units. We should be able to clear this without too much of an issue. Boosh, bunch of gold, and a warding signet and research. Yes. More things for my dragon horde. Now, Bloombud has been founded, and we could put Guku the Defender in charge here as the governor of this city, which we will do. I'll get started on the workshops. We love that production income. Production income is always the thing that you want to get early on in a city's development because it allows you to develop the city in a particularly powerful way. I would like to build the academy for an extra 20 knowledge, but that will require me to have a research post. So I'm going to build a research post over top of this mana node, and thus I'll be able to get the academy pushing my science forward. Now that I've got a strong baseline economy, I can start pushing tech forward. I'm expecting to be attacked by a neutral city army here in a moment, so we'll have to deal with that too. We have finished the research of the Pyromancer. This is amazing. I am going to shuffle research here because I really want Searing Blades for that +4 fire damage and the 20% bonus damage against burning enemies. That adds up significantly, and we will queue up an extra pair of Pyromancers. I'm quite happy that I'm actually kind of secluded in a corner in the northeast here. It'll allow me to do a lot of really interesting things in terms of my economy. Beautiful thing I can do here is use my scout to engage for my hero, and I want to manually fight this because I need to get hero kills with Guku, aka Goku. That is his ambition. His ambition is to kill enemy heroes. All right, let's use counter stance here to make sure that all of these units will go into defense mode after they attack. I need to deal with this archer, so I'll zip in behind him, and defensive strike actually does a decent amount of damage in this situation, so I'm going to do it both times. And I'll zip my scout over here to get behind for a bow shot. I'll take a shot at this guy. It's a purging blast. They have a little bit of spirit resistance. We'll do a couple of melee attacks. He'll get a pretty good attack off on one of my units, but that's fine. Now, let's drop a big heal on this guy to restore his health. And we want to get into flanking positions with our honor blades. Flanked, flanked, flank with our little scout. Scouts don't do that much damage, but they do help a little bit. I will condemn them with Radiant Rebuke, or whatever that ability is called. I forget what it's called. This guy doesn't do a whole lot of damage, but that's okay. Owie. Ow. 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 So much damage. All right, I'll get the kill with you. You'll get a flanking attack off. I will drop a heal, Mantra of Purification, on you. We need to soften this guy up to the point where we can get a kill with our hero. No! We accidentally stole the kill with a critical hit. He didn't fulfill his thing. He needs to personally slay heroes. Boo. Boo. Well, at least he leveled up. Now, we can do one of two things. This and friendly units gain +1 resistance and status resistance, or we can go for Offensive Vanguard. 10% more damage. I think 10% more damage is quite a bit more powerful than having a little bit more resistance. Resistance is great, don't get me wrong. We got our Academy in Dragon Roost, which is fantastic. I love the idea of having really strong stability, so I'm going to grab a bathhouse as well to continue to push stability upwards. And then I'm going to grab the mint so that we have plenty of gold to fuel our economy. We also got another hero remains. I'm going to sell that so that we can get his items. Now I can switch Goku's ambition. I could turn him into a delver, which is you just send him underground and start digging up and you can get unstoppable leader, which gives them the ability to run through terrain. He could also be a crusader, but I'm going to let him stay in his ambition. It's not the worst ambition. It's a tough ambition to fulfill, for sure, but not impossible. We just finished researching Searing Blades, so I'm going to go ahead and immediately cast Searing Blades. It'll lower the amount of physical damage that my units do by -2, at least for fighters, and all of the melee units, but it'll increase the amount of fire damage they do by +4. That means it's much easier to sort of spec into resistance to my damage channels, but that's fine. Bloomblood can annex its first province. Now, it was built on a tranquility pool, which gives a huge boost to research, so that's fantastic. And I think this little oasis tree over here is quite powerful, so I'll build a farm because that will allow me to finish the the building that comes before stonemason, whose name I've forgotten, and it'll allow me to finish that faster, and then I'll go ahead and build a training hall. It was the workshop, I think. So I think the first opponent that I should take on this game will be Magaira, this lady right here, Magaira the Scalded. I'm going to pronounce her as my rival. She has a declaration of rivalry on me as well. This will cost me 100 gold plus 10 gold per turn, but it will give me grievances against her so that I can declare war on her a little bit easier. Let's finish casting Searing Blades, and now not only will my people's hands glow with the golden power of Wuxia, they'll also glow with the golden flames. I'm going to take the focus aim ability, which will mean that my range units will get the ability to make an attack that cannot miss, which will be quite useful. Dragon Roost can annex another province. It's very exciting. A third Forester would allow us to build the Estate Hall boosted, which would get us an extra 30 food, allowing us to grow the city even faster. So I think I will grab myself a third Forester and then queue up the Estate Hall. It'll take 2 turns to build and give us an extra 30 food, allowing us to grow much, much, much faster. This city is already high population, high yield. It's fantastic. We can get another hero. I think getting the Recruiting Governor Prospector could be quite good. He's good at clearing resource nodes. The Imperialist could be quite good too. I may also shuffle the leaders. I can't quite afford a leader right now, but Magaira and this guy are at war right now. I could go fight Thorncroft. He's a lot weaker than me, and this could be a good way for me to build up my power. I'm going to take Advanced Sensing in the general affinity tree. This will give us better scouting and information on the map, and that is honestly just really useful at any point in the game. Focus aim has been finished researching. This is the power of increasing your research. We can get the Pledge of Strife. This will give all of our non-culture units the Warrior Soul, which will be particularly important for our Pyromancers. Dragon Roost got its mint. We've got great income. Bloomblood got its training hall. I think it's pretty natural for us to go for the Hall of Devotion using a second farm. So let's go ahead and grab that pasture right there. That'll allow us to continue to grow Bloomblood really quickly. I will grab the Stonemason and the Hall of Devotion now that they're both boosted, allowing me to build up the city's income capabilities. Goku the Defender has leveled up. I'm a little bit more worried about ranged magical attacks, so I'm going to give him Warded, but he is slowly leveling up to be a very, very powerful hero. And I'm going to pull him home for a turn so that he can heal up his army, and also he's pretty close to getting use out of these Pyromancers, while I send my main hero over here to start clearing out some of the stuff that's up here in the north. There's a lot of nice things that we can farm. I'm not particularly interested in getting into a battle just yet. I will annex Pilgrim's Passage, however. That is an extra 5 Imperium income per turn, and that is a very hard resource to get by. Speaking of Goku, he has leveled up. Now I can make him an Initiate of Chaos, I can make him an Initiate of Materium, or an Initiate of Order. It really depends on what I want this army to do and to be. I do like the idea of getting Searing Strikes on him, so I think I might make him an Initiate of Chaos. This will give all units in the army plus 10% critical hit chance. Now I could take Order Dedication for resistance or defense from Materium. I'm going to go for Chaos. That 10% crit hit chance is actually quite powerful. So prestigious statues, if you clear them, you gain Imperium. Let's go ahead and hit this up. This should be easy auto combats at this point in the game. We can auto combat our way through most things. Like, look how disgusting this is. The amount of resources we're able to just clear with auto combats. We're not even taking damage. This unit has just become exalted. Okay, it's the most powerful version of a unit that I can get my hands on. I'm going to send a battle mage unit up here to join this army. You can chill for another turn while you wait for this guy to pillage down your land and then counterattack when you're on full health. There is the Pledge of Strife, and now this is where things are going to get really interesting, because there are some new tomes in here. The Tome of Shades in particular is super interesting. We get access to a stealthy skirmishing assassin. So the Tome of Shades is all about blinding your enemies, right? You get Shadow Blades here. You ignore 50% of the target's defense and resistance if they are blind. That's crazy strong. Then you get Living Shadows, where your entire race will gain 10% evasion, and when they're attacked from within 2 hexes, the attacker has a 60% chance of becoming blind. You get Shade Network, which gives you extra knowledge. Rending Shadows. which deals AoE damage and has a chance to blind and sunder the defense of your enemies. And then the Shade itself is a tier 3 skirmishing unit that has the Fatal Strike ability that deals more damage based on the amount of health the target has already lost, and it has the Shadow Dagger ability, which has a chance to blind them. So Tome of Shades is all about blind. Now, the way blind works is that enemies have 50% accuracy on physical ranged and magical attacks, and it counters true strikes, and the enemy cannot perform retaliation attacks. So very, very strong to blind your enemies. Tome of the Construct works quite well for my build because we get the cascading command Defend, which is like an improved version of Counter-Strike. It gives my units Watchful, which increases their retaliation attacks. They gain defense mode, and it can spread throughout my entire army using linked mines. And the problem is that this is more for like golem-based armies, which is not how we're going. Another really fun one could actually be the Tome of Winds. There's some quite fun things we can do with this. The Tome of Artificing is just always powerful. Getting a 30% chance to crit flat using artisan armaments is very powerful. To me, the natural pick here is the Tome of Shades, just because it's new, it's interesting, it's different, it's all about assassins and shady stuff and fun. I'm going to open up with Living Shadows for the extra evasion and the ability to blind our enemies. We finished the Estate Hall in Dragon Roost, so this city is cranking out resources right now for us, which is amazing. So I think what I would like to do is to build a little bit better defenses in here. I'm going to grab the Arcane Battlements because my faction doesn't actually have access to archers, so the Archer Battlements aren't particularly useful because this is more about physical range attacks, whereas the Arcane Battlements will make your magical range attacks better when you're defending the city. And then I'm going to grab myself the Caltrop Stash to improve the fortifications up to 60, which will make my enemies take on average an extra turn to siege this city down, which is ideal. It's what we wanted. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my first Wizard Tower Foundation for the +5 Imperium income and the extra vision range on this city. It'll also lead to a whole bunch of new stuff. We got the Stonemason in Bloom Bud. We definitely want to be able to get the storehouse and stuff like that online, so I think we take a peek around. There's a very, very nice Forester right here, which will allow us to queue up both the palisade walls and the storehouse, and heck, even the library we can queue up here now. Spending a lot of money on the development of my empire, but I think that's worth it. Developing your empire is quite powerful, quite a powerful way to use your money. This guy wants a wizard's bond. However, this would be a shameful action for me because I do not make peace. I am the Oath of Strife, okay? My job, my purpose is to create battle, is to create conflict in the world. I have so much mana in the bank, it's beautiful. It means I can cast spells willy-nilly in battle. All right, let's clean this nerd up. Oh, Ember Keeper Tiana Greyblood has retreated to the Astral Void. In her absence, a regent, Skrog the Conqueror. It's not abnormal for a ruler to retreat into the void. For someone to rule in their temporary absence is unique, however. Interesting. Regent Skrog the Conqueror. This is a different guy. That's so weird. I only speak to real rulers, Mr. Regent. All right, let's go auto combat our way through this boy. He dead. Oh wait, I forgot I was supposed to try and get the kill. No, his ambition. I failed his ambition. Well, I didn't fail it, I just didn't achieve it. Oh yes, more units are achieving that exalted status. Let's bring the Pyromancer into the main stack now. So now we've got the hero, a person who sets people on fire, a person who heals us, and then 3 guys who fight. And that's kind of like the way I like to build my stacks. At least when I'm playing this army. At least when I'm playing this faction, you know what I mean? Oh my god, Dragon Roost is growing so fast. It can annex a province every few turns. Bloombud can annex another province. Oh yes. Please do get me a research node. And my ruler has leveled up. This is incredible. Another signature skill. So this is the really cool thing for dragons. We can go for, you know, astral, materium, nature, order, shadow transformation. We could even take a chaos transformation. My guy will become an infernal fiend. He gains desolate walk, becomes weak to frost and spirit, strong against fire, gets extra critical hit chance, becomes vicious killer, terrifying aura. We could do the order transformation so that we can condemn. Personally, I like the idea of becoming a primal dragon. We gain natural regeneration, debilitating aura, chaos empowerment, which feels a little bit more in the direction. We're not really a chaos faction. I mean, like, we're a little bit more primal. We're just about combat. We're about war, which is chaotic, but not in the same way that you might think. I will take Searing Strikes, however, because that's really, really good. It means my attacks will now do... I believe how it works is it actually is increased for non-repeating attacks. So I think it's +4 fire damage, and you do extra damage against burning targets. And we are a fire dragon, so we do have the ability to set people on fire too. But yeah, very, very exciting stuff. But I will tell you what, this is probably enough for the first video. I want to thank you again, Paradox, for sponsoring this video. Don't forget to check out the Game of the 7th when it is free to play if you haven't yet. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!